Good evening and happy Monday and welcome. On Mondays, all roads lead to book club. And so y'all know what to do as you're logging on. Let me know what city, what state, and or what country you might be logging in from. I see we've got Canada with us right now. Let me know if we got to make sure that you can hear me. We did have some technical difficulties the last week or so with the microphones. I am in my office, which I am not normally here, but my husband had some work that he needed to do this evening, so I'm solo dolo. All right, and so let me make sure I'm pulling up YouTube on my phone to make sure that it all looks well. I want to make sure that y'all can see me live. Tracy Atkinson, good evening. Where are you all logging in from? So good to have you all here with me. I'm going to make sure that I turn this volume down, but I log on to make sure that we are live. Hello, hello, hello. We got the mama of two sets of twins with us, Mrs. Ashley Valdez. Thank you all so much for joining on. We want to make sure that we share the word, let everybody know that we are live. We are live. So why is book club so important and so passionate? I'm so passionate about book club, Tracy. One, because we cannot pour from an empty cup, right? And I think I'm going to type those in. And it's not really in order of importance, but we cannot pour, maybe if I could spell it right, cannot pour from an empty cup, right? And then leaders are readers. Leaders are readers, and we will never earn more, more than we learn. All right? And so those are the reasons why book club is so important. And I found that there was a time that I really did not enjoy reading. And so I needed to find a way to help people enjoy reading like I began to enjoy reading. And I have a gift. And the gift that I have is to help you get into the mind of the author and to help you really to understand and make sure that those words jump off the pages. Hello, Cheryl. Good evening, Flo Monica. Thank you so much for joining. And let's make sure that everybody knows that we are live. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and send out the link one more time to remind people that we are live. Let me send out one last reminder, and then we're going to go ahead and get started, right? We are live. Let's go ahead and make sure people know we're live. We are live. We will not allow the enemy or the devil to sabotage what God is doing in the lives of his people. He wants us to grow and learn and earn. And so we're going to make sure that we spread the word, letting people know that we are here live. So I am super duper excited because today we start our brand new book, The Motivation Manifesto by BRENDON. Now, hello, Deborah. I'm going to tell y'all this book right here. I hope that you are ready. I hope that you are prayed up, right? Because this one might get a little violent. This might get a little violent. I am now grabbing a highlighter, some highlighters from my desk so that I can continue. Hey, Nisi Poo. All right, and let's dive into The Motivation Manifesto by BRENDON. Burchard. We're going to start with the Declaration of Personal Power before we actually start the first chapter. I'm going to tell you guys to buckle your seats. Jasmine, Sonia, Deborah, Tedra, Cheryl, Monica, Tracy Atkins. We've got Ashley, Tara. I'm just going to tell y'all, I'm warning y'all right now, Miss Brenda, Shay, that we got to buckle our seatbelts, okay? This book, if we allow this book, Aunt Carol, if we allow it to, our lives will not be the same when we're done. The magic word was if we allow it to. So let's read the Declaration of Personal Power. There comes a time in the lives of those destined for great. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Before we get started, let's look up some words. Let's look up the words, the definition of motivation. I love looking up this definition, right? Listen here. The reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. Motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. Woo! Motivation is an internal state that propels individuals to engage in GOAL, goal directed behavior. Ruh-roh. Motivation is an internal state that propels individuals to engage. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Hold on one second. I'm going to try to see if I can connect this to my, okay. Motivation is an internal state that propels individuals to engage in goal-directed behavior. It is often understood as a force that explains why people or animals initiate, continue, or terminate a certain behavior at a particular time. That's what motivation is. Motivation is the reason or the reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. Motivation. Let's look up what manifesto means. Right? Because here we think we know what words mean. We think we do just because of what we've learned all our lives. Manifesto is a public declaration of policy and aims, especially one issued before an election by a political party or candidates. Manifesto. Manifesto is a written statement declaring publicly the intentions, motives, or views of an issue. So motivation is about our behavior, but manifesto is going to be about what we write. The written statement declaring publicly the intentions and the motives or views, which, you know, is amazing, Tedra. I ask our team, Kelly, every single month on the first of the month, I put up a post, and in the post it says, this is a good time for you to reach out to your sponsor and give them your goals for the month. And right now, to date, I get one from Sean Tyrone Bell. I used to get two, maybe three. But out of my whole team, I get one manifesto, one written statement declaring publicly the intentions or motives. So it sounds like to me, Ashley, hey, Evangelist Pat, Kelly, it sounds like to me, this book is going to deal with our behavior, because motivation is the behavior. And then manifesto is declaring public, writing it, then declaring it publicly, our intentions and our motives. Is anybody ready? See, that's why I said, now that's just the title of the chapter. Are we ready? Let me know if we're ready in the comments. I'm going to go back to looking at you. We can see these comments public. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? That's the title of the book. So, the Declaration of Personal Power. Could it be, when we think about the title of the book, could it be we don't have what we think we want or what we say that we want because we don't even have the behavior of writing it down to make it public? And we think because we do it this one time, Cheryl, we did it on December 2nd, 2023. And we think because we did it on December 2nd, 2023, I know what to do. I know it's time to level up. And I know we know it, but we don't do it. And we ain't even got past the chapter of the book, the title of the book yet. So the Declaration of Personal Power. What is power? I think we need to look up the definition of power. It is inevitable. That's right, Alicia. Most know it's inevitable, but then we fight. What is the definition of power? Y'all just say, uh-oh, uh-oh. Just say, now listen, don't hate the messenger. Uh-oh. Whew, that's just the title. The definition of power is the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. The capacity or ability or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Power. Power, I want y'all to write this down in the comments. Power is influence. So, the declaration of personal influence is what we're getting ready to read. Y'all ready, Misha? Are we ready, Sonia? Uh-oh. Liz, how are you, sunshine? If this is your first time, welcome. You came in on a hefty duty book, okay? For those of you that it's your first time, whoo! There comes a time in the lives of those destined for greatness when we must stand before the mirror of meaning and ask, why have I been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion? Do we live as mice? Why, having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion? So here's the deal. This is what you got to look. The book says in the first paragraph of the book, for there comes a time in the lives of those destined for greatness that you must stand before the mirror of meaning and ask, why, having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, do we live as mice? That's the first paragraph. Why? We've been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, but we live as mice. We must look squarely into our own tired eyes and examine why we waste so much time sniffling at every distraction, why we cower at the thought of revealing our true selves to the world, why we scurry so quickly from conflict, and why we consent to play small. Lord have mercy, Jesus. All I can say is I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Sandra, why do we play small? Now, I'm blessings to all of you 30 people who are with us today. I pray that when we get to the last page of the last chapter, that all 30 of us are still there. We must ask why we participate so humbly in society's frantic race, allowing ourselves into its mazes of mediocrity and settling for scraps of reward when nature has offered unlimited freedom, power, and abundance to the bold and determined, the creative, the independent, to each of us. We all have been given unlimited freedom and power and abundance. What have we all been given? Unlimited freedom, power, and abundance. Can we just write those words in the chat? Unlimited freedom, power, and what? Abundance. I'm writing it out myself. I need to write, like, sometimes I gotta kind of write it out. We've all been given it. We must ask if our desires to feel safe and accepted are in fact enslaving us to popular opinion and to boredom. Because we just want we want everybody to like us. We don't want nobody to be mad at us. That's why we'll sit in a meeting knowing people are wrong and won't say a word because we don't want nobody to not like us. We want everybody to like us. We just want to keep the peace. Then we get off of these meetings and calls, and then we want to talk about what we didn't like. But the whole time, because we want everybody to like us. We want everybody to think we agree. We must ask if our desires to feel safe and accepted are in fact enslaving us to popular opinion and to boredom. We must ask When will we be ready to ascend to another level of existence? So, what do we have to ask when we look into our own personal mirror? Number one, why, having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, do we live as mice? Number two, we must ask, when will we be ready to ascend to another level of existence? We must ask why we participate so humbly in society's frantic race, allowing ourselves into its mazes of mediocrity and settling for scraps of reward when nature has offered unlimited freedom, power, and abundance to the bold, the determined, the creative, the independent, to every single one of us. We must ask if our desires to feel safe and accepted are in fact enslaving us to popular opinion. Woo! Jesus. God and the laws of nature have entitled us to a decent respect. So when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary to ask such questions and to dissolve the beliefs and the behaviors that have limited us, assuming once more the full power of our being to which God and the laws of nature have entitled us, a decent respect to humankind requires that we should declare the motives that impel us to exert ourselves from those who stunt our vitality, our growth, and our happiness. We have to separate ourselves from those who stunt our vitality. Not even just those who stunt our growth, y'all. If they stunt your vitality, you have to separate yourself from them. Well, what does vitality mean? Let's see what it says. See, because we think we know the meaning of these words. Well, let's see. And you like, I can't leave because that's my, I can't leave. Vitality is the power of giving continuance of life present in all living things. Vitality is the state of being strong and active and energy. So you must get away and separate yourselves from people who fool with your energy, from people who come around you and they weak. I mean, we are in the first page of the book. We must declare our personal power and freedom. We hold these truths self-evident that all men and women are created equal, though we do not live equal lives due to the differences in will, motivation, effort, and habit. So what really separates us? It's not that God made us not equal. We make ourselves not equal. Lacey Ann, so good to see you, honey. We make ourselves not equal when we do not live equal lives due to differences in our will, differences in our motivation, differences in our effort, and differences in our habit. Lord have mercy. Y'all, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it to the end of this book? That we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. There are certain rights that we have, that we are endowed with these rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But that is the incumbent upon each of us to be vigilant and disciplined should we wish to attain such a vital, free, and happy life. We believe the greatest of human powers is the ability to independently think for ourselves, to choose our own aims, affections, and actions, for in the hearts of humankind lives a natural instinct for freedom and independence, a psychological predisposition for self-direction, a biological imperative toward growth, and a spiritual joy in choosing and advancing one's own life. It is the main motivation of the humankind to be free, to express our true selves and pursue our dreams without restriction, to experience what may be called personal freedom. Personal freedom. To secure these rights and this personal freedom, men and women are conscious must not consent to be men and women of conscience must not consent to be controlled by fear. So we cannot be controlled by fear, convention, or the will of the masses. We must govern our own lives, and when our thoughts and actions become destructive, it is our responsibility to alter or abolish them and to institute new habits as the foundations for a freer, happier life. We must exert our power, improving how we think and how we interact with the world. And that is no matter how old we are. I watched a video of a woman the other day, y'all. She's 94 years old, and she makes a dress every day for little girls that are in need in other countries. She makes one dress a day at 94. My gosh. When a long chain of self-oppressions and social controls has reduced our strength and independence, it is our right. What is it, y'all? It is our right. It is our duty to throw off such a life, rise anew, and charge unencumbered through the gates of greatness. Leap into your greatness. Leap into your greatness. Leap into your greatness. We have patiently suffered long enough, hoping that someone or some kind of luck would one day grant us more opportunities and happiness, but nothing external can save us. Nothing external can save us. We need to, excuse me, everybody write that in the comments. I'm gonna drink this water. Nothing external can save us. I want y'all to write that in the chat. Nothing external can save us. And the fateful hour is at hand when we either become trapped at this level of life or we choose to ascend to a higher plane of consciousness and joy. Nothing external can save us. And the fateful hour is at hand when we either become trapped at this level of life or we choose to ascend to a higher plane of unconsciousness and joy. In this ailing and turbulent world, we must find peace within. Where is the peace? It's within. And become more self-reliant in creating the life that we deserve. This will be a difficult effort, as the history of our actions too often tells a tale of self-injury and unhappiness, stemming from our blind desire to be judged worthy, acceptable, and lovable by people who hardly know our true hearts and our powers. So here we are now. Here we are trying to live up to what other people, so that they can accept us. We are dumbing ourselves down. They don't even know who we really are. This will be a difficult effort, as the history of our actions too often tells a tale of self-injury and unhappiness stemming from our blind desire to be judged worthy, acceptable, and lovable by people who hardly know our true hearts and our powers. So because you just want people to accept you for who you are, we stay in these situations. We just want to be humbly, lowly, or we want to get, And so we have kept ourselves down. I gotta pick up the marker, the highlighter like that. Like Honestly, y'all, the whole dang chapter, I just want to, the introduction. This is the introduction, y'all. It says we have kept ourselves down. I can't stand when people be like, oh, you know what? Nobody wants to buy from me and nobody wants to this and that. Don't bring me that. Don't come to me with that. No, nobody wants, if nobody wants to buy from you, why doesn't anybody want to buy from you? See, those are the questions that people don't see. When we say that we want coaching and things like that, we really don't want coaching. We really don't want it, because the question is not why a person won't buy. The question is not why a person won't buy. The question is, why won't they buy from you? Because people are still buying cars and clothes and food and eating out and going on trips and buying products and waist trainers and shoes and makeup and hair and pocketbooks. And the question is, why won't they buy from you? Those are the questions. Like, these are the things you got to think about. We forget to set clear intentions and standards. We forget, even though we're reminded. I know people that are in my team, on my team, in our business, we get reminded on the first of every month to set clear intentions. So we don't forget, we just don't do it. We forget to set clear intentions and standards. And too often, Zara, it's okay. I'm sorry, y'all. And too often fail to voice our desires and our dreams, because we won't write the vision and make it plain. Randomness and me and the loud and the needy dictated who we were and what we should do. Our lives becoming subject to the tyranny of fools. If we can be vulnerable and brave enough to admit such missteps, we might see the potential that we left unrealized. We might see a shining new path. And so let us write our lives. Let us face the mirror and be candid, no matter what we see. Let us use these common human truths and personal declarations to reclaim our freedom. Now, reclaiming our freedom, y'all, that's not just what we say out of our mouths. Reclaiming our freedom is what we gonna do after we see. Now we're held accountable, because a lot of this stuff we really didn't really know, right? We weren't really paying attention to this being important to us. Same, just like with the Bible. But now that we know, what are we gonna do about it? If we can be vulnerable and brave enough to admit such missteps, we might see the potential that we left unrealized. We might see a shining new path. That's the problem. Everybody wants to walk around thinking we're all just perfectly okay. And no, if we are not or have not reached or obtained the level of life that we have a desire to reach, then guess what? We've done everything that this introduction has said. And so let us write our lives. Anybody else ready to write their lives? I know I am. Let us face the mirror and be candid no matter what we see. Let us use these common human truths and personal declarations to reclaim our freedom. We too are often lost in the abyss of unawareness. We regularly miss the energy and the blessings that are around us and the importance of this very moment. It's as though we prefer to be elsewhere doing something else, as if we are living in a distant time zone, hours behind or ahead of the joyous tick and bliss of now. We have forgotten that the natural fold to the life that is not a distant death, but a present in the moment detachment from living. Should we wish to be free and alive with full power, we must decide to bring the full might of our conscious mind to the present experience. Oh my gosh. Anybody see the Matrix? Has anybody seen the Matrix? Whoo! Should we wish to be free and alive with full power. We must decide, everybody type in the word decide, to bring the full might of our conscious mind to the present. We must choose to feel again. We must set intentions for who we are, for what roles we wish to serve. See, serve first, serve. It didn't say get. This says we got to learn to serve. For how we'll relate with the world without a vibrant awareness, we cannot connect with others or ourselves, nor can we meet the demands of the hour with grace. For this, we now declare we shall meet life with full presence and power. We must declare, and it's in capital letters in the book, y'all. It's in capital, that we shall meet life with full presence and power. You know what's so crazy? You know, sometimes we're in conversations with people and we're not like fully present. There are many people that are listening to me right now that is not fully present in their own life. We shall meet life with full presence and power. We have coded control. We have ceded, right? I'm sorry. We have ceded control of our daily lives amid incessant distraction. Our discipline in pursuing high ambitions has vanished. The white space of a free day seems unfathomable because we have become hypnotized by a false but compelling need to respond to all of the needs of others. Woo! Oh, hold on. I got to read that one again. We have ceded control of our daily lives amid incessant distraction. Our discipline pursuing high ambitions has vanished. People are not even pursuing high ambitions anymore. The white space of a free day seems unfathomable because we have become hypnotized by a false but compelling need to respond to all of the needs of others. So when people are like, well, I got so much to do, and this one's calling me, and that one's calling me, and you know why? You have the need to respond to the needs of everybody else because you got the problem. The need is you. You're the reason. So you're the reason people call you because you're the crutch for everybody. So you go put yourself in a bad place financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because you need to be needed in that capacity. Now you're broke because you keep being the bank for everybody because they just going to keep coming to you. And now they can't stand on their 2 feet because you keep bailing them out. We are pulled from every angle, torn from meaningful efforts by frivolous pursuits or false emergencies. And we are often unsure how to balance our lives with the needs of those we love. We are too often detached from what is most worth fighting for. Our busy work consumes our day, but it is not our life's work. Most do not feel a stark, stirring life purpose. They don't hunger for it in the morning or orient their day to its pursuit. A life of greater joy, power, and satisfaction awaits those who consciously design their life. For this, we now declare we shall reclaim our agenda. So we shall meet life with full presence and power. And now we shall reclaim our agenda. Woo! Let's write it out. We shall I'm sorry, I'm not typing. We shall reclaim. Let me spell it right. Our agenda. She whiz. Googly goo goo. We shall reclaim our agenda. Period. Something inside is sabotaging our natural drive toward freedom. It whines and roars for us to stop. Whenever we push beyond our comforts, whenever we choose to be authentic and loving in a scary world, whenever we seek to make a difference at the cost of our own position, whenever we desire something magnificent that to obtain would require hardship and work, our internal demons poison us with worry and fear whenever we might be vulnerable, stunting our growth and vitality. Our destiny is decided by how well we know our demons of doubt and delay, how well we defend against them, and how many battles we win against them each day of our lives. Without self-mastery, we are slaves to fear. With it, greatness and transcendence are ours. For this we now declare, we shall defeat our demons. We shall defeat our demons. Let's write it out. We shall defeat our demons. Goodness gracious. Woo! Most of us are not maturing as fast as we are able. Uh-oh. We are on a constant pause. We wait and we wait to find out who we are, to declare our dreams, to struggle for what we want, to open ourselves fully to love and to life. We await personal courage to arise within us, or for the society to grant us some ill-defined permission to activate our potential. We have forgotten that courage is a choice. We have forgotten that courage is a choice. We have forgotten that courage is a choice. We have forgotten courage is a choice. And all of that, well, you know, it's going to take some time. That's an excuse. That's an excuse to not become what you know you should be. That's an excuse. Because you know what? You can't become perfect making the change. No, you're going to make some mistakes along the way. We await personal courage to arise within us, for society to grant us some ill-defined permission to activate our potential. We have forgotten that courage is a choice, and that permission to move forward with boldness is never given by the fearful masses. Who do you think is going to give you the courage? Who's going to give you permission to have courage? No, they're too mad that you're now moving away from them because they still mediocre. Courage is a choice. And most have forgotten that seeking change always requires a touch of insanity. Seeking change always requires a touch of insanity. You know, Paul and I have a business partner who, this young lady, and she's getting ready to do it again, every time she's wanted to level up in her life, she don't just drive 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to get to us. She gets on a plane and flies to where we are to be in proximity, because she knows that she needs to be in the proximity so that she can get what she wants because she knows that it catapults her to the next level. And every single time she makes the sacrifice to get on a plane to come where we are. I ain't saying we Jesus or nothing like that. No, but proximity around people who have better energy, around people who want what you want, who have achieved what you desire to achieve. She gets on a plane. She don't say, I feel like driving. No, she gets on a plane. How much more uncomfortable can it be when you do that? She gets on a plane because change always requires a touch of insanity. When we were living in Ardmore, Pennsylvania, y'all, there were people that were on our team that literally wouldn't even go home from work. They would come straight to our house because they wanted to be in the proximity. Y'all too comfortable. It's got to be comfortable. I don't want the, I got a headache. I got that. No. Fear is a reaction, and courage takes choice, and change always requires a touch of insanity. If taking action before the perfect conditions arise, or before we receive permission, is unreasonable or reckless, then we must be unreasonable or reckless. Oh, but you're just trying to be comfortable and safe. Stay on over there. Nothing, you're not ever going to get what you want in the safe space. We must remember, we are not the sum of our intentions, but we are the sum of our actions. We are not the sum of our intentions. We are the sum of our actions. Bold and disciplined initiative is our savior. It allows us to rise, to leap, to soar to the heights of true greatness. We must not lose the urgency of this moment as it begs for us to begin something grand and important. For this, we now declare we shall advance with abandon. And we're going to declare that we shall advance with abandon. I don't even know, y'all. This book was so perfect. When I say that God picked this one for us at this time, where are we at? 6 4. We still got some time. I think I can finish this entire. Let me see. I think I can. Ooh, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to even finish the introduction. I'm going to try. This is so good. I'm not rushing through this book. I am not rushing through this book. We are exhausted. All around us, we see faces that look weathered, drooped, stern. I just said this to somebody today. I was having a conversation. We hear conversations that sound increasingly quiet and resigned like whispers from a tired, disbanding tribe. The emotional energy of the world is flatlining. The emotional energy of the world is flatlining. Flatlining. Well-being has been cast aside for wealth. Success favored over sanity. In the process, some have turned cold toward life and toward others. Where is the energized, heightened, exhilarated pulse one would expect from such a chosen and capable people? Why do we not hear more laughter and life? Where is the vibrant, mad fury and passion of a fully engaged human? Where are the people burning with charisma and joy and magnetism? Where is the appreciation for life's spark? We must examine our attitude toward life. Our supreme duty must be to rekindle the magic of life. Our supreme duty must be to rekindle the magic of life. For this we now declare, we shall practice joy and gratitude. We shall practice joy and gratitude. We compromise too easily when life becomes difficult. Most sacrifice individuality and integrity without a fight. Let me tell y'all something. because I don't back down. And I don't care if I got to stand by myself. And I have many a times. I don't back down. I don't. I'm not afraid of confrontation. Sometimes you just got to work through it. But we compromise too easily when life becomes difficult. Most sacrifice individuality and integrity without a fight. Although arrogance prevents seeing this truth, too many of us believe ourselves strong when a long gaze across our lives would cite a pattern of quitting or withdrawing too soon. Often, when our loved ones needed us to be strong or right, when our dreams were just within reach for convenience or the wide smile of popularity, we waffle on our word and give up what we truly believe in. But there is a nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are. We must not follow any impulse to be weak or heartless. Instead, we must have a strong refusal to break, choosing that mighty lift of courage, that soaring commitment to love, that grand ascent to the realm of character that is congruent with our highest values. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain true and strong despite temptation. For this we now declare, we shall not break our integrity. Woo! Goodness gracious. We shall not break our integrity. We are not transmitting or receiving love as we were divinely intended to. We are filtering love rather than feeling it. We fell for the prevailing hysteria that said, protect your heart. And we began to believe that love itself had enemies and needed protecting. When we were hurt, we felt that love was somehow diminished or damaged. But hurt has nothing to do with love, and love is unaffiliated with the unaffected by and unaffected by pain. Ego was hurt, not love. Love is divine. It is everywhere. Ever present and abundant and free. It is a spiritual energy that is at this very moment flowing through the universe through us, through our enemies, through our families, through billions of souls. It was never absent from our lives. It is not bound in our hearts or in our relationships, and thus it is not capable of being owned or lost. We have allowed our awareness of love to diminish, that is all. In doing so, we have caused our own suffering. We must mature and realize that freeing our mind of ancient hurts and opening once more to love shall give us access to divine strength, to stand emotionally open before the world and give of our hearts without fear of hurt or demand of reciprocity. That is the ultimate act of human courage. For this we now declare, we shall amplify love. We shall amplify love. Let's write it out. We shall amplify love. You all will be able to go back to this and write those in your notes right after book club is over, because it'll be on YouTube, and you will be able to go back to this on YouTube and write these all out, these commands that we're going over. Generation after generation is failing to hold the line on the ideals of virtues of humanity. The low hum of mediocrity and the heinous pitch of narcissism have replaced what was once the chorus of society, singing to virtue, progress and selflessness. Progress and selflessness. Our talents and collective focus are not fully invested in personal mastery and social contribution, but squandered on voyeurism and base sensationalism. Too often, we don't call out a wrong or expect ourselves or others to act with routine, integrity, excellence, or love. We don't even call out what's wrong. There has been a worldwide failure in leadership, birthing an apathetic populace, unjustifiable poverty, unconscious and unconscionable greed, and a globe ravaged and booby trapped by war. So many people are afraid to demand more, to dare, as to have the great leaders of the past, to incite the directionless with bold challenges to rise and contribute. We must do better. We must do better. From the squalor of a contaminated moral environment must surface an honorable few, unafraid to challenge the direction of the world. History shall fill in the wake of our actions. So let us be purposeful and let us be great. For this we now declare, we shall inspire greatness. We shall inspire greatness. We shall inspire greatness. Hurry has become the master. Hurry has become the master. Hurry has become the master. We have stopped sensing the stillness, the stunning fullness and beauty of the divine perfection of the moment. Most barrel through life, unaware of their senses and surroundings, deaf and blind to the magical qualities of this very moment. Tracy Atkins said, I love book club. Me too. Me too. We must what? Most barrel through life, unaware of their senses and surroundings, deaf and blind to the magical qualities of. There was a song, This Magic Moment. The moment. Live in the moment. Breathe in the moment. We are not supposed to miss it all, this life, but what we do, all frazzled, stressed, and stripped away from now, the cost is immense. So many moments blurred by speed and worry and panic, all stacking onto hectic days, all creating the catastrophe of an unexperienced, joyless life. Many can only vaguely remember the last time they laughed so hard it hurt. Loved so much that it led to a beautiful flood, cheered so loudly it strained the vocal cords, felt so deeply that it caused a showering of tears, had such a raucously good time that it became a legend, moments fully lived. We must slow all the way down. Not to just become more present in a singular moment. Now, this don't mean slow down so you're not doing the work of your life and your purpose. This means slow down so that you can feel life and experience life. Not just to become more present in the singular moment, but also to elongate that moment so that we truly sense it. Life is meant to be a vibrant, deeply felt, growing mosaic of long, meaningful moments. This day is to be enjoyed like a pause at a cool stream during summer's heat. For this we now declare, we shall slow time. We shall slow time. Most of these problems in our lives have been self-imposed. Yet even when we become conscious of them, we sought change in the most humble terms. We set realistic goals and worked to achieve them, but fearful of unleashing our full power, we saw our will fade. We aimed low, and even our mighty efforts were dampened by distraction. the criticisms of a conformist culture, we complain with angst and anger, and that it should be easier, forgetting that much of the negative energy that pervades our lives comes from despising the inevitable hardships of change. Let us remember that humanity's story has only two perennially recurring themes: struggle and process. Struggle and process. Those are the two themes of life: struggle and process. Struggle and process. All right. Struggle and process. And progress, rather. I'm sorry, progress. Struggle. I'm gonna delete the other one. Struggle and progress. Those are the two. Let me delete what I wrote earlier. Let me delete this one. Delete the comment. Okay? Struggle and progress. Let us remember that humanity's story has only two perennially recurring themes: struggle and progress. We mustn't wish the end of the former, as the latter would be buried alongside of it. And so let us be clear that the small, complaining, undisciplined part of ourselves, the distracted character wanting nothing but convenience and ease, is unfit to be the ruler of our new destiny. Y'all know what? Every time I want to go be around proximity, and I need to get around people that are more creative than me, people who have gone farther than me, they're all younger than me, I got to drive to it. I got to drive in the city every single time I want to go. And I've done it quite a bit, y'all, during the week, during the weekend, when it's been inconvenient. As a matter of fact, and I wish my husband was here, he would validate it for me, I've changed my plans to go and be where proximity is, because I understand the importance of proximity. It is uncomfortable, and I always have to go drive to it. I drink my water. The proximity isn't coming to me. Like the woman with the issue of blood. She pressed through the crowd. She said, if I could just touch the hem of it. It wasn't her touching the garment that made her whole. It was her believing that if she could just touch it. And Jesus said to her, your faith is what made you whole. Woo! And so let us be clear that the small, complaining, undisciplined part of ourselves, the distracted character wanting nothing but convenience and ease, is unfit to be the ruler of our new destiny. Unfit. Unfit to be the ruler of our new destiny. Just like the young lady that I was talking about, who gets on a plane to come be in proximity. Now I'm driving 40 minutes. This young lady is getting on a plane, leaving her spouse to come get in the midst of proximity, because she realizes it's not where she's at. Nor can we allow apathetic, small thinking men and women to lay waste to our future. We mustn't let social pressures poison our potential. Surely we have warned others from time to time that we do not care what they think, or that their judgment of us are unwarranted. We have often complained, made kind requests of others, or reminded people of the circumstances that made us want to improve our lives. We have appealed to their magnanimity. I'm sorry, y'all. Magnanimity to be gentler or more supportive, and we have asked them as kindred spirits to stand with us against those who interrupt our charge. Yet too often, Others have been deaf to our true voices. They didn't believe in us or support us or cheer us on when it mattered most. We must therefore not await their assistance or approval any longer. We must hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in battle, should they stand in the way of our dreams, but in peace and assistance, friends. Let us awaken now and realize there is greater vibrancy, joy, and freedom available to each of us. There is more feeling, there is more power, there is more love, there is more abundance, but gaining access rests on our shoulders. For only two things can change our lives. Either something new comes into our lives or something new comes from within. Oh my gosh. Only two things. For only two things can change our lives. Either something new comes into our lives or something new comes from our lives. Let us not hope for mere change, for mere chance to change our story. Let us summon the courage to change it ourselves. Some will stand in our way, but mustn't hide ourselves any longer. I don't know what that is ringing on my. What is that? Hold on, let me figure out what that is because something is ringing on my. Let me figure out what it is. Can y'all hear that ringing? I don't know what that is. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, I figured it out. Somebody was calling me on Instagram. I am apologizing for that. Okay, it stopped. All right. See, distraction. Let's finish. Let us not hope for mere chance to change our story. Let us summon the courage to change it ourselves. Some will stand in our way, but we mustn't hide or minimize ourselves any longer. Let us believe faithfully that our dreams are worth any struggle and that it is our time to free ourselves and rise to glory. We therefore, as free women and men of courage and conscience, appealing to our Creator for the strength to live our intentions, do, in the name of our destiny, solemnly publish and declare that our lives are and of right ought to be free and independent. We declare that we are absolved from allegiance to those who oppress or hurt us, and that all social connections between us and them and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free as independent persons, we have the full power to exert our true strength, live our dreams, find peace, create wealth, love openly those who have our hearts, contribute without fear or permission, strive for personal greatness, serve the common good, and do all the excuse me, and do all the other acts and things that independent and motivated persons have the right to do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. We have just finished the introduction to the Motivation Manifesto by BRENDON BURCHARD. Woo! I gotta go ahead. I have to clap it up. I gotta clap it up. Thank you for the blessings, y'all, from my sneeze. I have to clap it up. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Melissa. Wow. I gotta clap it up. I told y'all that this book, that was the introduction. Carol said this is going to be some kind of ride. Alicia put a bunch of fire and hearts in the comments. Tedra's just saying, wow, wow, wow. I feel like I need some wine. Like on some for real. Cheryl is clapping, clapping, clapping. Rosa is giving us the giving a praise for the book. Jania is clapping. Sonia is clapping. Real Care Nola TV is putting flames. Me. I mean, literally, Gloria is like, whoa. I mean, 100. This was just the introduction. This was just the introduction. I don't even like y'all. If we don't get it together after this, I don't even know what to tell nobody. So we did get up to about 43 today, maybe. We'll pray that we end with more than what we started, right? This is perfect timing. It's the perfect timing. It is. And so I am so grateful to just be God's vessel to lead us. It's just the introduction. I told y'all to brace yourselves. I told you to brace yourselves. Next week, we will start chapter 1. Chapter 1 is section 1, rather, on human nature, freedom, fear, and motivation. Ms. Brenda said, I'm dropping the mic. She said she's dropping the mic. All right, we're going to start on freedom next week. And on freedom is a little lengthy. We may not finish on freedom, but I don't know. On freedom is just about as long as the introduction. No, it's shorter. It's double the introduction. But y'all know we're going to walk through this book and we are going to be unrecognizable. It is a phenomenal read. And I promise you all that it is for such a time as this. All right, so I know that I thought we were going somewhere else, but this is where we needed to be. So listen, you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Pay it forward, do a good deed, be kind to one another. Be nice this week, right? I pray that you share with someone else that they need to be here, right? That they need that Mondays, this is the place to be, unless there's a major holiday, right? Right on time. It is a phenomenal, 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 phenomenal read. We just finished leadership. And now we're talking about the leadership of our personal selves, right? We're going to grow. We're going to change. We're going to make those declarations. Please go back through the comments and grab those declarations, the we shalls, right? And put them in your notes. Put them in the notes on your phone so that you begin to keep notes on the books that we're reading so that as we're moving forward, you'll be able to go back to the notes on your phone. And you know, those notes may bless you. When you forget, hold on, I made this declaration on October the 21st, on October 21st, 2024, we shall, okay? And so let's make sure that we're inviting other people. You guys, listen, make sure that you are connected with me on all of my platforms, on all of my social media platforms. We're going to make sure, number one, that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel because you will always get a notification when we go live. Okay, so subscribe. And then you want to make sure that you are following me on Instagram. If you are not already following me on Instagram, make sure you screenshot this so that you can go over to Instagram and follow me at The Real Nina Moorer. I am very consistent across all of my platforms so that you'll always know how to find me, right? I'm not going to be hot 215 sexy brown cat, kitty cat with pink, like, no, just my name. You're going to either see Nina Moorer or you're going to see the Wellness Queen. All right. And then you're going to follow me on TikTok again, Nina Moorer, the Wellness Queen. Now, if you have not subscribed to my website, please go to ninamoorer.com and get your free gift, because once you subscribe, you will get a free gift. We did not remember to put those hashtags in. So if we could, everyone, please make sure you put those hashtags in the comments. It is very, very important that other people that might love book book clubs, that they will be able to find us by using these hashtags booktube, good reads, and book talk. All right. Make sure you put those in the hashtags for me. I appreciate every single one of you. Always remember that God loves you. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.